understand the note at first. It was folded twice, creased like it had been opened and closed several times before it reached me. My son handed it over the way children deliver school permission slips, casual, trusting. "Grandma said to give you this when they left," he said. They had already gone to Bella's house for Christmas. We weren't invited. That part had started to feel normal. I read the note standing in the kitchen. "Please move out by the time we are back." December 28th. No explanation. No signature beyond Mom and Dad. 6 days. I read it again because my brain refused to translate it into reality. By the time we are back, they were gone for the week. The house went very quiet after that. I didn't call them. I didn't text. Stood there calculating rent prices, school distance, storage units, how much I had in savings. Practical thoughts lined up quickly, sandbags against something heavier pressing from underneath. My son asked what it said. "Just adult stuff." I told him. That night, after he went to bed, I walked through the house slowly. Every room carried history, birthdays, arguments, holidays that felt half warm. Realized something uncomfortable. I had always been slightly out of place here. Like a long-term guest who overstayed. Exclusions hadn't started this year. They had been gradual. Bella hosting Thanksgiving. Bella hosting Easter. Bella hosting Christmas. We'd been told it was about space, convenience, easier parking. I accepted those explanations because I wanted to. The real reason surfaced 2 days later, by accident. An email notification popped up on my father's old, shared desktop account. He'd forgotten to log out months ago. I never used it, but the preview line caught my eye. Property listing draft, scheduled for post, holiday activation. I opened it. The house was going on the market. The listing was already prepared. Photos scheduled. Staging consultation booked for January 2nd. Vacant possession required. It wasn't personal in the explosive way I'd imagined. Was logistical. Efficient. We were a complication. That realization hurt in a cleaner way than anger. Cleaner, but deeper. On December 23rd, I booked a consultation with a housing attorney. Felt strange explaining to a stranger that my parents had given me 6 days' notice to vacate. He didn't react emotionally, just asked for dates. When I finished, he leaned back and said, "That's not legally enforceable. You have tenant rights. Even informal arrangements require proper notice. Months, not days." He printed a short letter outlining the relevant statutes. Paper felt heavier than it should have. Christmas came and went quietly. My son and I made pancakes. We watched a movie, avoided social media. I didn't send them a holiday message. December 28th arrived cold and clear. Their car pulled into the driveway mid-afternoon. I watched from the living room window, not hiding, just waiting. They walked in expecting emptiness. Instead, they found boxes neatly stacked along one wall, not packed in panic, labeled, organized, controlled. My mother's smile faltered first. "You're still here," she said. "Wes?" My father cleared his throat. "We left you a note." Read it. Silence stretched. Not explosive, not dramatic, just thick. I handed my father the printed letter from the attorney. "To someone," I said. 6 days isn't legal notice. If you want to sell, that's your decision. Removal requires formal process. My voice didn't shake. That surprised me. They read it together. No one raised their voice. No one apologized. My father's jaw tightened. "We didn't want it to be difficult." "I know," I said, and I did. Difficulty was inconvenient. Paperwork was inconvenient. Emotions were inconvenient. We were inconvenient. They exchanged a look, watched the urgency drain from their posture as they recalculated timelines, public filings. Delays, legal costs. The listing schedule unraveling. The power shift wasn't theatrical, it was administrative. "We'll discuss next steps," my father said carefully. "Please communicate in writing." I replied. That was the moment something inside me settled. Not triumph, not revenge, just alignment. After that day, the house felt different, moved around me cautiously. Conversations shortened, polite, controlled. I began apartment hunting anyway, because I had to leave in 6 days, because I wanted to leave on my terms. I found a small 2-bedroom across town, nothing impressive, but the lease had my name on it. No shared ownership, no conditional generosity. When I told my son we were moving, he asked if Christmas would be different next year. "Yes," I said. He waited. "It'll be ours." He nodded, satisfied with that. The house sale was delayed. The listing date pushed back. I overheard my parents discussing timelines in hushed tones, careful not to involve me directly anymore. They never explained why they didn't invite us to Bella's, never acknowledged the note beyond calling it miscommunication. I stopped expecting clarity. On moving day, there was no confrontation, no dramatic goodbye. My mother stood in the doorway as the last box went into the truck. "You could have just talked to us," she said quietly. I answered. For years. She didn't argue. Driving away, expected to feel grief. What I felt instead was space, not freedom in a celebratory sense. Not victory, just the absence of negotiating my presence. Some relationships collapse loudly. Ours shifted into something thinner. Functional, distant, polite during birthdays. But when I signed the lease at the new place, I noticed something unexpected. My hands were steady. Hadn't won anything. I had just stopped accepting eviction as a form of love.